Hey guys, it's Bryn
and Casey.
We're here talking about why you should come and play Hive.
Hive is a fantastic two-player game that's really strategic and quick to set up and play. You can knock off a couple rounds of these in quick fashion. Really, it's you come up and you take the bag and you dump the pieces out and sort them in black and white. And that's all there really is for setup. The way the game is played is you're going to each take turns placing a bug in the middle of the board. And you would place a bug connecting to my bug, and then I would place a bug that has to be touching my bug but not touching your bug. And then you would place a bug, and then I would move my bug to however I want. The goal of the game is when your opponent plays a queen, their queen bee, just put your queen bee in your pile. I'm essentially going to want to try and get your queen bee to the point where it is completely surrounded, either by my bugs or it could even be surrounded by your bugs. If you got a little careless. As long as I close the gap and your queen bee can't escape, I would win. So the way it starts, empty board. First player picks a bug, puts it down.
Need this?
No. Okay, so each bug has a different movement pattern in the hive itself.
All right, so taking a step back, this would be kind of like playing chess or something.
Yeah, a little bit like chess. You're not really taking any pieces. A lot of the strategy involves moving your bug strategically to lock down other bugs' movements and get yours in position where you're surrounding their queen without them surrounding your own queen.
Okay.
Each bug, yeah, like chess, has their own movement and how they move around a hive. So for example, let's just throw some together for a summary on how they move and work. So the ant itself can move to any space along the outside of the hive. So as you put these tiles together, it's called a hive. So this is a hive. Movement rules is you can never move a bug that would break the hive into two pieces. So like right now, because I have these guys attached to my queen bee here, attached here, I can't move my bee over here because then these aren't in the hive anymore. So that's how you lock it down. Is essentially you want to move it so that if I put this here, you can't move your queen bee away because you leave my spider out there all alone. The cool thing with movement is with the ant, can move to any space along the outside of the hive. You can't pick the ant up. Like its movement has to be like where you can slide it all the way around, and it can move as many spaces as you want. The spider can move 3 spaces or make 3 moves along the outside, but it can also connect gaps. So for example, if we had this where the ant would have to go in there, but you can't really fit it in because it doesn't go in there, the ant can't move past this spot. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Okay, let's move this. Let's put this here, and we got this.
Okay.
The ant can only move on the outside.
Okay.
But you can't pick the ant up. So like it'll slide in there, slides along here, it'll slide in here, but it can't get into there.
Okay.
So it can't progress.
Makes sense.
So it's stuck about here. The spider, on the other hand, can move over gaps. So because he's got the touching there, he can move here. But he can only move 3 spaces. The grasshopper is one of the few pieces that can actually be lifted up because it jumps. So it'll jump in a straight line over as many bugs. Like if it was here, I can jump them all the way to over here.
Gotcha.
Likewise, your grasshopper can jump and plop himself in that gap there. The queen bee is like the king in chess, can only move 1 space. And likewise, you can't pick it up. So if it's a tight fit, you can't squeeze it into spaces that I wouldn't be able to fit the queen bee in through there. So I can't get in there. And then the last one to look at is the powerful beetle. The beetle can actually, he only moves 1 space, but he can climb up on top of other bugs.
So what's the benefit of doing that?
The benefit of this is that if you're worried about this grasshopper getting over to here, you can move on top of him. Now that grasshopper can't move anymore. Likewise, you can, so it locks down other bugs from moving. You can also, because it can go across, you can kind of cheat it a bit too. Like you can move it on their queen, lock it down, and once you get, get some other pieces surrounding it, then you just move your Beetle off and boom, you won.
Awesome. Would you still win if the Beetle was still on top and you closed the gap?
Yes.
Yes. So
Yeah.
the bee doesn't have to be shared.
Right. So yeah, it doesn't remove the bug. It just makes it so that they can't take an action.
Okay.
I will admit, when you first start playing, trying to wrap your head around how the bugs move, the different combinations of how you can move them around can be a little tricky. Your first couple playthroughs will probably be a little bit awkward as you kind of wrap your head around how to position and move your pieces around. But this game gains a lot of depth and strategic gameplay the more you play it, the more you wrap your head around. I remember playing it first. I wasn't a big fan of it. I'm like, oh, it's kind of weird, a little too easy. But as me and employee Mac played it, the more we played it, the more we got smarter how to play it. And then games went from like 5 minutes, like, oh, you screwed up, to, oh man, I really have to plan 5 moves ahead to get it in there. So this is a good one. I know there's a couple couples come in and, you know, if they got 10 minutes, or it's a nice one after you finish playing a lengthy game, or you want to close out your night, this is a good one. Just drop down on the table and play that out. So you want to give a couple rounds a shot?
Let's do it.
All right. So first player, whoever you decides first player, has to put a bug on the board.
Okay.
You can use any one of their bugs. The rules for deploying your bugs is they have to be touching one of your bugs, but it can't be touching one of your opponent's bugs. So I can't put it here, but I can put it here. So when you first add them to the hive, they can only be touching your own bugs. The other rule for deploying is you have to deploy your queen bee by your 4th move,
Okay.
by the 4th turn. So I'm gonna start with the spider.
Grasshopper.
Okay, I'm going to add a beetle.
So I have to be touching mine, correct?
Right.
Can
And like, so yeah,
here if I
but
want
you
to.
can't. You can't be when you add it to the hive, you can't touch my own. You can only touch
Only when you
yours.
move.
Only when you move.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
when you first add it, you can't touch. And likewise too, you didn't even have to add a bug. If you wanted to be like, I'm gonna go over here and lock down the beetle, you could do that.
Okay.
But so yeah.
A lot of bugs.
All right. For my 3rd turn, I'm also gonna add a grasshopper. It was your 3rd turn. All right, so this is my 4th turn. I have to add my queen bee.
I would have to do the same.
Yeah. All right, so my turn, I'm gonna jump my grasshopper into there.
Okay. Go there, and move them all the way over. Correct.
That is correct, yeah.
Perfect.
I'm gonna jump my grasshopper to there. I'm going to add my own ant right there.
Now, when you surround the bee, it doesn't just have to be your color, correct?
Right, it could be as long, it doesn't have to be your color, it just has to be surrounded.
So this guy can slide in here and essentially go all the way around to here if I wanted.
Yes.
Okay.
I'm gonna move this ant into this gap right there.
Okay. And grasshopper here.
Okay. I'm gonna move my bee to there.
That's good.
Perfect. I'm also gonna add a beetle to there.
Alright. So I think people probably get the gist of what's going on.
Yeah, you would just keep adding bugs, jumping them in.
There's other bugs that you can add to the game to expand it, correct?
Yeah, we do have a bug in there, the ladybug. I don't know what it is, so that's why I didn't put it in
I
there.
think it plays like a horse.
A horse?
Like a knight.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. It can move across other bugs as well, but it can move. Huh. Moves 3 spaces, 2 on top of the hive, then 1 down. That's really cool. That's really broken.
Really broken.
that changed a lot of things. But yeah, so yeah, as you can see, this is the gist of how to play Hive. As you play, like I said, it gets a little more strategic. We'll move this one into there. Cool thing about the Beetle too that I didn't mention is that the Beetle can actually move on top of another Beetle.
So why would you want to do that? Especially if I'm on top of your queen, why would you want to lock down me?
Now you can't move your Beetle off. So like a Beetle sitting on top of the queen can be pretty powerful in the fact that it can just hop down and fill an empty spot if it needed to. Now you can't move yours off.
But you're stuck for me to build around you until.
Yeah.
Cool. Spider can move 3?
3 spaces.
Does it have to move 3?
Nope, doesn't have to.
Just up to 3. 1,
Yeah.
2. I'll probably keep it there. Alright.
So yeah, so for instance, because Bryn's not going to play his next turn, he can't play any of his bugs. All his bugs are kind of locked down a bit for movement.
So I'd have to add on.
You'd have to add on. And now you give me a chance to move, say, my spider into position.
Cool.
So on. So yeah, that's basically how Hive works. Great. Oh no.
Breaking things.
Great 2-player game. I highly recommend Hive. Definitely give it a shot. Like I said, the more you play it, the more depth it gets. I love it. It's one of my top 2-player
I think you
games.
should play this game for the medal.
Think so?
Yeah.
After I beat you and win it back for Dragon Ball?
You're not going to.
Yeah. Alright. Alright, well, that's it. If you like this video and you'd like to see more of our quick how to play videos, make sure you check out our YouTube page, subscribe right there.
That's close.
Alright. Thanks for watching.